The episode Arabul from Las Fierbinți stands as one of the show's most memorable pieces because it intertwines humor with a deep psychological observation about human behavior. On the surface, it is a simple story about a stranger arriving in a Romanian village, but underneath, it is a masterclass in how fear, pride, and imagination coexist within closed communities. It opens with the familiar rhythm of village life, the bar, the lazy afternoon, the endless small talk that keeps boredom at bay. When a luxurious foreign car drives in, the entire village seems to wake from its slumber. Bobița, ever the entrepreneur, is the first to see opportunity. He imagines business connections, prestige. Gianni, meanwhile, imagines danger. The two men's reactions become the comic engine of the first act, a rapid-fire exchange of exaggerations and false logic. Soon, the stranger becomes a topic of national importance, at least in Fierbinți. Every villager adds their own version of the story until the Arab becomes a mythological figure capable of everything from buying the local pub to marrying the mayor's niece. The brilliance of the episode lies in its ability to escalate absurdity while maintaining emotional authenticity. We laugh not just at the villagers' behavior, but at our own reflection in it. The writers understand that gossip is not merely entertainment. It is a social glue, a way of feeling alive in a place where nothing changes. By introducing an outsider, the episode temporarily restores a sense of purpose. Everyone suddenly matters because everyone has an opinion. The camera work emphasizes this collective excitement through quick cuts and close-ups that mimic the rhythm of rumors spreading. Even the bar becomes a stage, a parliament of fools, where truth is secondary to performance. What makes Arabul emotionally powerful, however, is its treatment of the titular character. The Arab says little, listens politely, and moves with a quiet grace that contrasts sharply with the villagers' noisy insecurity. His calmness serves as a mirror reflecting their chaos. The humor peaks in scenes where the villagers try to impress him with broken English, offering coffee, or showing off the local attractions, which turn out to be little more than an abandoned well and a goat. Yet, through laughter, the episode reveals a deep loneliness. Fierbinți is not merely a funny village. It is a place frozen in time, yearning for connection. The Arab, though foreign, represents the possibility of contact with a wider world that the villagers both crave and fear. The revelation that he is tracing family roots, his grandfather once lived there, transforms the story into something almost tender. Suddenly, the laughter softens. The absurdity gives way to nostalgia. The villagers, in their clumsy attempts to host him, realize that even the outsider belongs in some way to their shared past. In that moment, Arabul transcends comedy and becomes a quiet meditation on memory and heritage. Watching this episode, I was struck by how the show balances satire and affection. It never mocks its characters without love. Their ignorance is not malevolent. It is born of isolation and simplicity. When they misunderstand, they do so from a place of longing, not hatred. This subtlety distinguishes Las Fierbinți from typical rural comedies. The episode also resonates beyond its Romanian setting. The idea of fearing the outsider, of building stories around difference, is universal. Whether in Europe, Asia, or America, people have the same instinct to interpret the unfamiliar through the lens of their own insecurities. Arabul captures that instinct with remarkable empathy. The final sequence, in which the Arab quietly departs, feels like a sigh. The village returns to its usual routine, pretending nothing happened, yet something has changed. The silence after his departure feels heavier than before. It is as if Fierbinți briefly looked into a mirror and saw its own smallness. In that reflection lies both comedy and tragedy. From a technical point of view, the episode is meticulously crafted. The editing is crisp, the pacing deliberately uneven to reflect the confusion of the characters. The dialogue, rich in idiomatic Romanian humor, retains its authenticity even in translation. The Arab's minimal lines enhance the contrast. He is the eye of the storm, surrounded by swirling chaos. And yet, despite being the silent center, he is the most human character in the story. Personally, what stays with me after watching Arabul is the bittersweet sensation of laughing at something profoundly true. The humor masks an existential sadness, the awareness that the world is moving on while some places remain stuck in their own stories. Fierbinți, with its gossip and beer-fueled philosophy, becomes a metaphor for any community that fears irrelevance. The Arab, though fictional, becomes a symbol of change that passes through but never stays. In the end, Arabul is not just about a man visiting a village. It is about the stories we tell to make sense of our fears, the laughter we use to hide our confusion, and the brief moments when comedy becomes a mirror for the human condition.